They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow and hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in the bench, I see hordes in a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe it. The white man is a demon, and I ain't gon' vote for them to free me. No. They beat us till we the color purple. That's why this knife till they broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees. They wanna have peace. You screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she pleased as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you, man. I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter. That they do not rise. Go ahead and fill the world with lies. And die for your skin. You gon' die for your crime. That's why I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils that they in this deal. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on.
Test, test, test. All right, let's check the live. Let's check the live stream. Make sure everything's good on the audio. Salakia. Everything seems to be too wild. Most high in Christ. Let's clap it up. Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Brakatah, all the brothers. Yahweh Shemal Lathah Bashim Yahshua, all the sisters. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commanding General Yohana. All right. Out here in Durham, North Carolina. Friday night Lashawan Qadash class, priest and officer. Following the thought one, holding it down as usual. My brother, Officer 50 Yanazar. All right. So, of course, this is the Hebrew class. You know what I mean? We get into the language aspect of our culture. You know, we're always going to start with a little bit of an intro and get into some topics. Continuing from where we left off. Last week, we had some things we wanted to kind of discuss. We're going to touch on those today. Some Hebrew Academy things. Did they mention anything about those words in the last Hebrew Academy? Mm-hmm. I want you to give me the ones I'm saying some of the new ones that you might have, right? We're going to talk about some of those, right? And maybe introduce some new ones, all right? We're going to continue to talk about, actually, let me finish yapping and write it up here. It's lucky. Please, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Well as certain commands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did the Wapanya Kadam,
Mm-hmm.
Amajim Shabbat, Alawapanya, Barak Saw, Yashab, Shemai. We had the numbers, we went up to number 25. And
Wait, no, I'm talking about Hebrew Academy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
about. Oh, this is what y'all did in Hebrew Academy. Y'all
Yeah.
talking about these. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, like we, you know, we went over the commands because there was one brother that was out. So then we have a list here that of words that man, where's my list? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong book. So we have a list of about 2 pages. We got like Akayan ready. Akayan. We got Padawan, which is forward. Padawan. Salaki, sir. It's with a M. Salaki, so Padawan. That's an I. And we got Saul, we got all. You got a list there?
Yeah, so like just getting my scripts together. So we're gonna read a couple of scriptures again. All right, let me get that one. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go there real quick. That was too wild. That's why I pulled it earlier. So like, man, I gotta get a vehicle. Bear with me just a second. It's like just forever. Wow.
I just got one.
Salakia. This precept was pulled earlier today. It was so excellent. Shout out to Officer of 1,000, Dabawan Von Gad, out there in Cali. Yeah, that's my brother. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? He pulled this excellent precept earlier. All right. So, strange. All right. That's right. All right. That's Exodus. All right. We'll read these precepts. Then, of course, we're going to do our usual alphabet review. All right. Then we're gonna use these when we talk about these different commands, right? It's gonna kind of rehash what we know, right, about pronouns and prepositions, and those let's say possessives. Let's say possessives. You say commands. All right. First things first, Isaiah 1 and 3, if you could, Bob Kashai, you want to go. Yeah, we're going to Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3 real quick. Start there. Let me move this banner so everybody online can see the board better.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Come.
I'm good to go.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
Right. So this is scripture. This is a bedrock UPK scripture, right? Break it down. What is it saying?
It's saying that this not so intelligent animal, this dumb beast, know who owns him.
Right. Exactly.
Know who he serves.
It's setting you up for a comparison. Like the ox knows his owner, the ass knows his master's crib. These, again, like your brother said, not so savvy creatures, right? Some creatures are more savvy than others. It's just a fact. There are some animals that are just a little bit more, I don't say witty, but savvy. They, you know what I mean? They can kind of think a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Independently. But these two animals don't really do that. And it says that they, what? They know their owner. Go ahead.
And the ass, his master's crib.
He knows how to get back to where he comes from. He knows how to get to his master's crib. He knows exactly this is where I belong. He knows his master's crib. Go ahead.
But Israel.
But who?
But Israel.
But Israel. That's the setup right there. These dumb animals got it figured out. But Israel, damn. Go ahead.
Doth not know.
But Israel doesn't know. Go ahead.
My people.
My what?
My people doth not consider.
I mean, we don't even consider it. And of course, we got to know the history and blame who? We got to blame the Christian pastor. We got to blame the devil the Bible speaks of, because we don't know who we are. We have no clue, no idea. We don't even consider it. You know what I'm saying? Those other scripture says what? That this, you know what I'm saying? I bear them witness that this, I'm paraphrasing, I bear them record. They have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. Right? That's why there's a Christian church on every block in the black community. Right? That's why you go to the Caribbean and every song they got is about God. So they say Jah. Even them Rastafarians, right? They butcher it because it's not according to knowledge. Right? But they good. You know what I'm saying? John. Exodus 3 and 10. It's like you. Understand? So we don't know where we're from. We don't know our relationship with the Most High. Which is why this class and all these ISUPK classes are so important, right? To get us back to break that that curse of us not knowing who we are. You know what I mean? And that's the main thing we want to understand, is that these words, these phrases that we learn, it's not just something to just have to end the class. This is literally how we spoke. This is literally our culture. You know what I'm saying? Our culture is Sar, Wapanya Kudum. You know what I mean? That's our culture. You know what I mean? And we have to try to engrave that in ourselves so we can teach it to our children and so on and so forth. And one day we won't even have to use this bastard tongue, right? So now let's get Isaiah 3 and 12 real quick. So again, Officer of 1,000, Dabawan brought this out on the radio show today. He was a guest on our radio show. Myself, Officer of 1,000 Yaza'ab, and Captain 10,000 Yagarwa. Officer Dabawan came on the show today. Excellent brother, had an excellent show. And he brought out these two precepts right here, which were really tawab. Read Isaiah 3 and 12. It's like a 3 and 12. Isaiah 3 and 12.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people.
As for who?
My people.
As for my people. So again, we were talking about all these different things going on in the world, right? All these different things. We had to talk about that Kyle Rittenhouse, and I almost tore my sides laughing at him because it was ridiculous and pathetic. Go ahead, Yanazar.
The precepts that were brought out.
Right. Absolutely. It
on
was
money.
excellent. I know which one you're talking about, right? It was excellent, right? But
So
this
he
was
saw it with tears.
tears.
Carefully with tears.
oh wait, I said, brother. I told that brother after the class, I'm like, yo, how much I gotta pay you to get just a glance at that precept book you got? Like, excellent, brother. Right? As for who?
As for my people,
Right, go ahead.
children are their oppressors.
Children are all oppressors. You look at the world that we live in, man. We're being oppressed by children. You know what I'm saying? We're being, you know what I'm saying, completely marginalized by a childish, just immature group of people. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be your Christian pastor, whether it be that devil. You know what I'm saying? These are the people who oppress us. Children, sometimes real children oppress us. You understand? Go ahead.
And women rule over them.
Donald Trump is a child, man. You understand? He's a child. The whole political system is made up of, they're all children. What does my brother Officer Yarmark say? Christians are what? They're children. And these are the people who run our lives, control everything, and oppress us. Read it again.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
And how much breaking down do we need of that? Yeah. Do women not rule over us? Are black men not being ruled over by child support? Go ahead.
If I may, sir. Just Monday, I was watching an episode of Divorce Court. Brother, it was the Isupk episode.
You gotta send that to me.
It was a sister in there who was, having an affair with the pastor.
Ooh.
And like it was so Isupk because she, like, the brother was complaining he took the pastor food and it was crazy. It was funny.
Most High in Christ. No, I gotta find that one.
It came on Monday.
Con.
It came on this past Monday, yo. I was on the floor.
Yeah, I gotta find that. You know what I'm saying?
And like she was trying to say that she wasn't. Well, I believe that she was getting down with him, all the things that she was doing for him. Like she was neglecting the brother,
for the
pastor food, and all of this kind of nonsense.
Right?
The brother was like,
yeah, what's up with that?
I ain't stupid. So,
damn.
Good night. Christian brother with the suit and tie.
Right.
And he was lost.
That's called being oppressed by a woman.
That's just to had him.
That's being oppressed. And that's not the norm for a black man, Hispanic man. Like, that's normal. That's kind of how it goes. We're oppressed by women. We're oppressed by our baby mothers. We're oppressed by our mothers. We're oppressed by, what I'm saying, again, by this system and this culture. We're oppressed by LGBTQ. We're oppressed by the feminist movement. You know what I'm saying? We're destroyed by those things. Women are the oppressors. Read on.
Oh, my people, they which lead thee.
Oh, what?
Oh, my people.
My people, go ahead.
They which lead thee cause thee to err.
Right. Now, again, it says, oh, my people. And as Overstopper One was saying, well, what is my people? As a Christian will tell you what? My people is everybody that, the blood of Christ and conjoins and so forth and covenant, whatever nonsense that they come up with to say that they're God's people because God loves everybody. So let's get Exodus 3 and 10, prove that, and we'll get right into this Hebrew.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 10. Come now, therefore, and I will send thee unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring forth my people.
Bring forth who?
My people.
This is the Lord talking. Bring forth my people. Go ahead.
The children of Israel.
God's people are who?
Children of Israel.
No, everybody.
Children of Israel.
No, anybody who believes in the blood of Christ.
Children of Israel.
God said, my people are the children of Israel. Read on.
Out of Egypt.
Right. That's who God's people are. You understand? And as God's people, we know, talking about who? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? Those are the people who are the descendants of those who came out of Egypt. Right? Those 12 tribes. All right? You got something, Yanazar? Come on, Most High in Christ. All right, so now let's get into this alphabet review real fast. Let's work backwards today because we got the Assyrian up here. All right. So I always like to give opportunities to flex a little bit on this, and I'm gonna have somebody use a different color so that way it's a little more Oh, please.
What you said was so correct, and it's so heavy and so pertinent to today, man. Like our men have been so what is it?
Feminized. Yep.
Man. You know, it is horrible, man, when we think about it, because
Right.
like I see brothers like scrambling to try to hold on to sisters and vice versa that are unworthy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like at ISUPK, man, we ain't having it.
Damn right. Damn right.
I'm telling you now.
Come.
We ain't having it, man.
Straight up.
That's
Straight
it.
like that. You know what I mean? We actually in the ISUPK, what? We're actually building up black families. We're building up black families. And how we build up black families? Do we build up black families by you know what I'm saying, by joining America? Do we build up black families by telling our sisters that they should take that man to court and get child support and all of that? No, we build them up by teaching them how to be real men according to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And you right, took the words out of my mouth, right? How to be how to be real women. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way it can be done. Yeah, please.
You know, one of the things, sir, is like the Most High defines what a man is, man.
That's it.
Not the world.
That's
man.
it.
That's the difference.
Damn right. That's it right there. What that brother just said is heavy. The Most High defines what a man is. The Most High decides. Not your, you know what I'm saying? Not your stupid brain. Not your feelings or what you like. God decided what a man is. God decided what the duties of a man are in his marriage and a wife in her marriage. God decided what the duties of children are, right? And when you go against that, or when the devil comes and oppresses you and strips that from you, you know what you have? You have, Planned Parenthood in your neighborhoods. You have the abortion numbers for Black and Hispanic women. You have brothers on child support. I'm saying you have fatherless children. These are the things that come with that territory. All right. So, sis, if you could, if you don't mind, I would like you to pick a row like we did last week, and and just give me the numbers. So we're gonna do a Syrian. Just pick a row. Use the if you could, Baba Shah, use the red marker. Use the blue. I don't think they can see the red online as well. Use the what? A Syrian. But actually, if you want to start with ancient? Yeah. So she's gonna do ancient, Salakia. Most High in Christ. Why don't you hit me with another row? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't cheat. It's very easy. Very easy. It's like this is a big brother. Oh. If you gotta look, go ahead. I got you. Take your time. No, if you don't want to look, if you want to figure it out, you go ahead. Rittenhouse? Yeah, he's definitely more than likely. Them tears His whole face. I've never seen Most High in Christ. You're right. I've never seen an uglier crying face in my life. Boy, oh boy. It was rough to look at. It was cringy. Like, what? Mm-hmm. They were just waiting for. That's why they put him on the stand. They was waiting for him to do that, so they could be like, "You see what you're doing? This poor child." God. All right. Yeah, me too. Right. So we doing ancient. Okay. What we got? So okay. Ah. Wa. Ga. Sla. Da. Ha. Wa. All right. And down here we got the qua, the ra, sha, and the tha. Okay. Let's run through these real fast. Y'all ready? Here we go. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, za, qua, ra, sha, da. Most High in Christ. All right. So then, and with these, we don't have to worry about what? What don't we have to worry about? We don't have to worry about it being different at the end of a word. That's something we never ever have to concern ourselves with, right? We never have to concern ourselves with that. It's very helpful to us. Okay. Now, one thing we could do here, I'm not gonna actually, I won't bother with it because we just did this whole, this is Genesis 1:1, right? This is Genesis 1:1 we did in the Assyrian. Okay. But let's just take a simple phrase and just show this transition and how this works. It's always gonna work the same no matter what. Okay. When it comes to transferring something into the ancient, right, from the Assyrian or vice versa, which is one thing we were explaining last week. I'm saying, brother had asked a question about the differences between the Assyrian and the ancient, right? And understand they're not separate languages. Okay, you have to keep that in mind. I get the confusion is definitely understandable. You see two different writing systems, you assume it's a different language, but it's not a different language. Okay, why is it not a different language?
It just have different alphabets. It's the same language that we kept throughout the captivity, but we just adopted a foreign alphabet as we went along.
Exactly. We just adopted a foreign alphabet, which we were saying before, right? An alphabet, right, or writing system is, what's the purpose of it? What is the purpose of a writing system? It's kind of like a linguist question.
To convey the message.
No.
The written message.
Not quite. No, it's close. You want it, but so literally to communicate what? Which are made up of. You got to get a little bit. You right, but you got to get more to the root. To the root of it. Words, ideas. That's up here. You know what I'm saying? That's more intellect. Like that's up here. Words, ideas. But before you get to words, ideas, what are you trying to do? What is this symbol? What is this symbol? What is the point? What are we using it to do? How about doing what? That's it. That's what it is. This symbol is just to do what? It is a visual representation of a sound. So when I make sound, right? I can make the sound all day, but what if you can't hear me? The whole point is to be able to do what? To like you said, but you were right when you said it. You weren't wrong. Is to get a message across or an idea across visually, right? That's how we start. And that's how, if you really look at it, which like I said, we're going to get into it in the coming weeks, how these writing system started. And with Hebrew being the first, we're going to show how every single one of these symbols actually represented something physical. Every single one of these symbols, and when I saw it, it blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? Every single one of these symbols represents an actual physical thing. Okay? Because the point of a writing system, like he said, is okay, like I'm trying to warn you or something. I need to show you something. Like, what if I can't talk? What if you can't hear me for whatever reason? You might be deaf. I need to get a point across. You need to be able to see it. So with these symbols, when it comes to a writing system, it's just what? It's just a placeholder for a sound, right? The language uses the sound to form words, to form ideas or concepts, right? For example, in Hebrew, we say, what is this word? Abba, which means father, right? We're just using these two symbols to formulate the corresponding sounds to say this word. So now, what is this? Abba. How were you able to say the same thing with these two separate symbols?
Because we know, because we know the sound
exactly
is the same.
Exactly. We know this and this are the same thing. They represent the same sound. This and this represent the same sound. This different system is not changing the language. It's only changing visually what you're looking at on the page. But we're saying the same thing. We're speaking Lashawan Qadash. You know what I'm saying? So just to recall that fact. Okay. So now with this being said, we can make these transferences. So if we were to, let's say we write a phrase. Let's say we write a phrase in Hebrew. So how do we say it is cold? It's cold. It is cold. If anybody online knows, you can type it in as well. Let's see what we got. Let's open up the letter. BlueLetterBible.org. Just a second. 1 second. I'll let you know in just a second what to go to. I'm going to find the word first. Let me tell you where to go with it. Say what? Oh, Most High in Christ. Yeah. So go to Strong's word H1932. This is actually a word we've used before. We know this word. H1932. So I'm going to look over here. So look to the right side of your screen. We're going to get this sentence, right? We're going to get this sentence, and we're going to break it down, and we're going to write it out in ancient and transfer it to Assyrian. Okay? So this is what we're going to say. We're going to learn how to say this. You shouldn't have said that, Yanazar, because you know what I got to do now. I got to play it. Let's see what the devil says, how you say this word. There's 3 letters. There's 3 letters. And the devil says, this is how you say it.
Strong's H 1932. Who?
3 letters. All right. No sweat. So we remember we talked over the past few weeks about building up basic sentences, right? Very basic. How we can form a sentence, we can have a noun and a pronoun, that could be a sentence, right? We can have a pronoun and a verb, pronoun and an adjective, noun and an adjective, right? Or we can form a sentence. This here is a basic sentence, just like we're talking about in English, but it is a pertinent one. You damn sure want to be able to say, hey, it is cold. You want to be able to say that. And then think about how once we build this, again, think about how many things. Remember, here, cold is a what? What is cold here? What the hell is that? Adjective. It's an adjective, right? You can replace it with so many things. It is cold. It is hot. It is dark. It is light. You know what I'm saying? It is whatever. There's so many. I mean, that's again one of the basic building blocks of a sentence of anything in a language. Just being able to describe something as being something, having this quality. All right. So we talked before. We know what this is, which is called what. You know, I remember there's a lot of ways to say it, describe it grammatically in English. This is here. What do they call it? No, in English. What is the function of this is in this sentence? There's a few different ways they say it. Any one I'll take. It's a verb. They call it sometimes a connecting verb. Connecting verb, right? Other words for it, you might hear someone say copula, right? Nominative. There's other words for it. It is just something in English that is used to function in that way. It's just a verb. It's a verb that connects the character or the characteristic from the noun, right? But in Hebrew, we don't have this. We don't have that nominative. You know what I'm saying? We don't use it. Okay. The word this word is implied within our pronouns. It's implied within some of our nouns. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to actually say it. Okay. So that's going to help us to build the sentence. So the one I just told you to get was what? H 1932. So Yanazar, how would we actually say that word? We would not say who. We would say what?
Hawa'ah.
Hawa'ah, which is the same pronoun for what? He. Right? But it functions, again, contextually, it functions in this context. And you actually should be able to read it. At the top, it says it. It says, third person, singular, personal, right? You scroll down, it says, an outline of biblical usage, he, she, it, right? Hawa'ah. I'm just trying to figure out what. I'm just curious. I've never seen it. You know what that is? What? So we got it. It is going to be Hawa'ah. Hawa'ah. We got that part. How do we say cold? Anybody? We're about to get a whole sentence right now. How do we say cold? Go to H 71:19. H71:19. Quar. And as you can see, if you actually look at it, you go to the blue letter, it'll show you right there where it says part of speech. What? What does it say? Adjective. It is an adjective. It is a way to describe something. Okay? A characteristics of something. Quar. So right now what we're doing is writing the transliteration. Quar. Hawa'a quar is a sentence. Right? Basics. We're going to actually flesh this out. We're going to add more to it in just a minute. But let's deal with this first. Hawa'a quar. Now I need someone. So what we have here is again called what? What we have written here is what is this? But what do we call these English letters reading Hebrew? The transliteration. Now, I want someone to transfer this into ancient. Baba Kushar. The water, brother. You use this one. Mm-hmm. 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 Just clean it up so that we don't confuse anybody online. There you go. Most High in Christ. Beautiful. The water. Damn right. All right. See that? Do you understand what we're teaching people here in the Israel School of Universal Practical Knowledge? This brother, like this is an ancient script that people don't know how to use today. Now, I know I say this a lot, but I want to, it makes me very, very proud. You know what I'm saying? When we read the scriptures at the beginning talking about the ox knoweth his owner, but Israel doesn't consider. When we read the scriptures about how the children couldn't speak their own language, when we read those scriptures about the importance of this Hebrew and how they had to, it took them brothers what? Who translated when we read in what's it? Not it's not Baruch. What is it? Not Ecclesiasticus. What's the one we read, Yanazar? No. In the Apocrypha with the prologue to Ecclesiasticus, right? To translate. It's took painstaking years, and we doing the same thing. This brother just wrote a sentence in an right. This brother just wrote a sentence in an ancient script that does not exist anymore. And he did it with ease. You understand? Like, do you understand that the priests and prophets of the Lord, if you bring us to a tablet, you know what I'm saying, some ancient relic, you know what I mean, one of again, like the Mesha Stele or any of those things, one of those artifacts, these brothers can read it better than any scholar. Period. It's not even close. And know what it's saying. Right? Hawa'a quar. Hawa'a quar. Right? It's cold. That's what it means. It's cold. Now, how do we go from, we went from the transliteration to the ancient. Now, how about to the Assyrian? Sis, I'm going to give it a shot. Transferring the ancient to the Assyrian. Come on, give it a go. Most High in Christ. Give her a hand. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. And both of y'all have impeccable handwriting, by the way. Hawa'a Quar. Ancient and Assyrian. Now, do you understand now again? We don't give a damn about what devils think about anything. But this is you understand that their language, what they can think is their language better than them. Anybody who can read Hebrew of any kind, Salakia, they probably they're gonna say who. This sentence in their version is gonna say something like who kore or something craziness. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna say hawa'a quar. They're gonna say who quar or something stupid. But that right there means it. Right? This is it. It. Cold. It's cold. All right. Now, damn. Disgusting. Actually, hold on. Where's the devil at? Let's hear the devil. I see it though. Pronunciate.
H7119. Cat.
He didn't say. He didn't say car. He said.
Strong's H7119. Cat. Cat.
Care. Yeah. I gotta care about you, yo, bro. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. That's not Hebrew. If you're watching Salakia, that's not Hebrew. I'm not playing it because that's Hebrew. I'm showing you that it's not Hebrew. It's hilarious. So to them, we know that this sentence is what? Hawa'a quar, which sounds more ancient. It sounds hawa'a quar. Like it's like hawa'a quar. Who, yo, their sentence is who care? That's their sentence. We just broke it down. They don't say hawa'a, they say who. And they don't say quar, they say care. Now you mean to tell me that a nigga that's cold is gonna be like, who care? Good night. I care. This is crazy. It's hawa'a quar, man. Disgusting. Ugh. These people are sick. No sweat, no problem. Let's take this a little bit further, right? Because we're going to use this to show how we get down with some of these Hebrew words, right? Some of these commands that we use in Hebrew Academy and throughout. Go ahead, Yanso. Please. I'm actually going to erase. Everybody good here, right? I'm going to go ahead and erase this.
Concept.
Please.
Just out of curiosity, could you also use that like he's cold, like he cold-blooded, he's cold?
Absolutely. You can use it that way. Because again, that's what I was taught, and I want everybody to remember. This is our language. Don't be afraid of it. It's yours. You know what I'm saying? Use it the same way you use English words. Not saying it's not English, but we're not afraid to say, oh, that's cold. You know what I'm saying? In English, he cold. You know what I'm saying? That's a cold brother or something, you know what I mean? Or that song is cold. You know what I mean? We might use any of those ways to turn into an adjective. It's our language, and that's how we talk anyway. It's all through the Bible. We just use it today, his master's crib. When I found out that was in the Bible, man, I almost lost it. He the man. You the man. Damn right. It's in the scripture, straight up. It says straight up, Atha ha'ayash. You the man. All right. So now let's build off of this, right? So we got this sentence going here. This sentence, it is cold. Right out. It is cold. That's already a sentence, but you know what? We can just add some more to it and make it a little bit more complex. We might say it is cold. What's the time when it's cold? Right, we might say it is cold in the winter. Right? It is cold in the winter. So, of course, our sentence is still going to work the same. Okay, we're just going to add on to the end of it. Slovakia. Now check this out. So now we have to account for in the winter, right? So where we at? Let's go. Let's use the red. Yeah, even though it's not. It's fine. So we'll say again, Hawa'a. Hawa'a. Not yet. Not yet, right? Because we got to look at our sentence here. We know that this is not like there's no word representing it, right? It's not accounted for. Hawa'a, it cold quar, right? Now, how do we say in the winter? How do we say in the winter? Actually, let's get. I'm gonna use the whatchamacallit to show how we look it up. So we used blue letter. Also want to be real savvy with this. Again, I don't want anybody to neglect this. If you can get you one of these, you absolutely should have it in your arsenal, right? In your collection of books. I'm saying this is one I donated to the school, right? You want to get you one of these so you can physically look at these words, and it'll be a little bit easier for you to kind of see which words are used more frequently to represent which English word. Okay, so what we do here. Ways, right? And you can see all. And the beauty of this is that with the actual Strongs, right? The good thing about it is you can see visually all the words used, right? The blue letter has it too, but with blue letter you almost have to know what words you're looking for. If you know the words you're looking for, you can almost find it easier and faster, right? But if you just kind of want to see all the different English words used and what words correspond, this is it's literally like a dictionary. Every English word used, right? Here we go. Winter right here. And I can already see that this one word is used most of the time for the word for winter, right? And it's like, and contextually, right? We see H2779 is used most often. H2779. And now we'll go to that. 2779. Here we go. Right here. Now, of course, they got some nonsense here, but that's no sweat. But we can see it comes from the root. Now check that out. This is interesting. It says they have it as horep, which is wrong. It's a ka, a ra, and a pa. It's harap. And look what it says. It says properly, meaning the crop gathered. So harap is corresponding to the fact that this is when you're gathering the crops. So the crops have been gathered, right? I gotta get clarification, but it definitely seems to have some relation, some crossover. Karap, right? And it says, right, cold winter or winter house. All right. You see it right there. H of that 2779. Right. So the word we use for winter is harap. Harap. Not karap, harap. Okay. So if it's harap, how do we say in the winter? Please.
Bakarap.
Close. Close. This is ba, but you're missing one part. Yeah. Right? So you got the first part, but remember, we got to say in the winter. How do we say in the name? By what? Give him a hand. Exactly. Hawa kwar bahakarap. Uwi. Hawa kwar bahakarap. And it's a fully fleshed out sentence. It's cold in the winter. Okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Salakia. Bear with me just a second. And this is this thing we were talking about with possessors, prepositions, and pronouns. Right? In this one sentence, we have what? What parts of speech do we have? Right. Well, you're right, Con. We have an adjective, right? And we have an adjective. But we also have a pronoun. Hawa'a is a pronoun for replacing a noun. Right? We could replace hawa'a with the actual item. Right? Or if, I mean, in this case, we're not talking about an item. We're just kind of talking about the condition. Right? Even in that regard, we're using Hebrew in our own way. Right? It is cold. It's cold. Well, what's the it? The it is not a thing. It's more like it's just a condition. When you say, man, it's cold, you're not really saying a thing is cold. You're saying that where I'm at is cold. It's just cold in here. When you say is in that sentence, yes. When you say it is cold, that would be in English, that's a connecting verb. No different than when you say I am black. The M there is a connecting verb. You understand? Like I said, in our language, it's implied. You don't need to actually have there's no word that you have to put for that. When you say I, the M is implied contextually based on the sentence, right? So when we say it is cold, we are saying it cold. The is part is just kind of, like I said, it's implied. It's there. So even when we say it cold, you're really saying the same thing. It's both. It's like saying it's. You know what I'm saying? Our pronouns have those verbs implied in them already. We don't have to put anything else. So I don't have to say he is because it's already in the word hawa'a. You understand? It's implied in it. Hawa'a kwa baha karap. No, it didn't. It's Hawa'a kwa baha karap. All right. Somebody put that whole now that let's put that into ancient and Assyrian. Please, Jonathan. No sweat, brother. Let's do ancient first. Actually, no, go ahead and do Assyrian first. And my bad, Salaki, brother. If you could use the red so they can see the difference. You can't. The water. My bad. Sign Christ. Excellent. Right? Straight up in the Assyrian. Hawa'a kwa baha karap. Right? Now, since you want to give it a go in the ancient, I know you like the ancient. I was trying to be nice. I am the bar. It's no sweat. Come if you could, Baba Kushah. Use the blue. Come if you could. Write it nice and big though. Right here. Salakia. I just realized something. Yanazar, you messed up one thing. for the ancient letter. Okay. The car is, you know the car. It's like a house. It's like a house, like a door. Mm-hmm. Well, not like a doorway, but better yet, house is better. Think of two pillars and a roof. No, that's the ha. Two pillars and a roof. Pillar, like a pillar that holds up something, that holds up like a building. Mm-hmm. And then a roof. But it's on. The roof has to be on the pillars. I mean, how are we gonna have a house? But you hold up, but you gotta. It's a roof, so it extends beyond the wall. Like okay, it's the top, the roof. Just imagine the roof. So if you have the wall to the house, right? So the two walls, but the roof doesn't go like this. It's like this. Okay, just extend the top line past the edges. No, not vertically, horizontally. Exactly. There you go. Most High in Christ. Come on, give her a hand. Excellent, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Hawa'a kwa baha harap. Right? We can use this for a lot of things. You can think of how many. What's something we could then say, right? It is cold in the winter. So could we say it is hot in the summer? Right. We would just have to know how to do what? How to say hot and summer. Let's see if we can figure it out. Well, we certainly know that one thing is yeah, ash, but that's like fire. So we're looking for an adjective that means hot, right? It's a noun. It's a verb. Right. So one is come. Come, right? Mm-hmm. So we could say Hawa'a come. Slovakia, where am I at? Let's erase this one. H2525. Mm-hmm. Right. And we'll say we'll eliminate cold. And we'll say it is hot. In the summer. Right? And we're just going to replace the appropriate words. So we're still going to say what? Hawa'a. And what did we just say is hot? Hum, right? With a ka, right? Exactly. Right? Hawa'a, hum, ba, ha. A second ago when I looked in the wait just a second. In fact, here's a scripture that actually will say it for us. Let's go to Genesis chapter 8 and 22. I'm gonna read it in the English real fast, and I have the brother read it in the Hebrew, and we're gonna see how this works. Right? This is Genesis chapter 8 and verse 22. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. It's almost all our words in one sentence. So go ahead, Yanazar.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. Id, Kal, Yamaya, Ha'arataza, Zarai, Wakwatayor,
Quatazayor.
Salakia, Quatazayor, Wakwar, cold, Wakum, hot, Wakwayataza, Wakarap, winter, Wayawum, Walaya la La'a Yashabakwa
Bathwa.
Salaki.
Right? So it says Id Kal Yamayaha Arataza Zarai Wa Quatazayar, right? The Quatazayar, right? That's harvest. Then it says, as the brother said, Wakwar and cold, right? Then it says Wahum, which is and heat or hot. So when we have Hawa'a hum, that is correct, right? Then it says Wa Kwayataza. That means what? And summer. So the word for summer is Kwayataza. Kwayataza. So if we want to say it is cold in the winter, we say Hawa'a Kwar Baha Karap. If we want to say it is cold in the summer, we're going to say Hawa'a Hum Baha Kwayataza. It's like a Kwayataza. Kwa. Okay, so we got these two sentences. Hawa'a Kwar Baha Karap. How will we turn this into? Can we make this into one sentence? What if we were to say Hawa'a Kwar Baha Karap? Wa Hawa'a Kam Baha Kwayataza? What would that mean? If we said Hawa'a kwar baha karab, wa hawa'a kam baha kwayataza, what would that mean? What? I didn't say arataza. I said, so I'm gonna slow it down, right? I said Hawa'a kwar baha karab. Wa hawa'a kam baha kwayataza. Go ahead. There you go. It is cold in the winter and it is hot in the summer. We just took into see, you see the simplicity? We started this whole thing with just it is cold. It is cold. All we did was add on, we made it a little bit more clear. We gave it a little bit more, facts to it. It is cold in the winter. And then we use the exact same sentence structure to say it is hot in the summer. And then we just slap those two sentences together and it makes sense. Hawa'a kwar baha karab wa hawa'a kam baha kwayataza. You can do it too. Don't that sound too odd though? It almost sounds like I'm really speaking Hebrew because I am, damn it. You know what I mean? Not because I'm special, because in Isupk is what we do. We teach Hebrew. All right? Beautiful. Now we can use this again for other things. See how simply we just found out how to say it is cold in the winter. It is hot in the summer. Now I can say it is cold in this goddamn car, Yanazar. I can say it is hot in this room if I know how to say room. It is hot in this school. What is the word for house? Does anybody know the word for house? Anybody familiar with this word? Bayath. The word for house. Okay. So how would I say it is cold in the house? Baha bayath. Now, okay, and also let's keep in mind the ha here is an article, right? Just to kind of let you know you're talking about a specific thing. But you would not be wrong to say ba harab. You know what I'm saying? It's winter. If you don't say the, we still know it's cold in winter. You know what I mean? If you say it is hot, if you say ba kwayataza, it's hot in summer. It still makes sense, right? But you got to be careful because you got to know when to use the article to define what you're talking about, right? So if I say it is cold in house, if I'm in the house with you, then it'd be easier for you to define it. But if I'm not in the house and I'm trying to alert you to the fact it's cold in a specific house, then I might have to use the appropriate article. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm talking to my rib and I say, Hawa'a kwar baha bayath, she knows I'm talking about our house. Wait a minute. How do I say that? Uh-oh. Give him a hand. So now I don't even got to say Hawa'a kwar baha bayath. I can go to my possessives and I can say Hawa'a kwar ba bayath nawa. It is cold in our house. You understand? Smooth. Real Tawab. Very, very Tawab. I don't think I'm going to just start saying that from now on. If anybody say, you can't speak Hebrew, Man, how I kwar baha karap, wa how I come baha kwayatiza. They're gonna be like, man, that ain't Hebrew. Yes, it is. No sweat. All right. That's what they're gonna say. And I'm gonna be like, you don't know what you're talking about. I just taught this the other day. Right? But here we go. We just broke down the correspondence. We know the Hebrew. We broke it down in the blue letter. We broke it down in the strong. I didn't just make this up. We found the appropriate words. Hawa kwa baha karab. Hawa hum baha kwayatiza. Right? And then we can use again different things, right? This is just an adjective, right? This is an adjective, and this is a noun, right? So we can switch them out with different stuff. Okay? So let's get another sentence, right? A very useful sentence. Okay? How do we say I love you? That's that in every language. That is one of the most common things that people say. All right. I'm actually going to go ahead and erase this. Let's take a quick flick. All right. This is going to just demonstrate a different way that we can use the possessive. I mentioned before in previous classes that most of the time we use the possessive, we use it with nouns, right? Items, things. That is true. But it also can be used with verbs as well. So you know what? I love you. So what? That's certainly the first part, right? Bear with me just a second. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. So the next thing, we know that the pronoun for I is what? Anya. Right? Anya. We got that. Now, how do you say love in Hebrew? Go ahead, Yamazo. Exactly. That is exactly how you say love. Ahab. Right? But we're not going to say Ahab Atha. We're not going to say that. Anya Ahab Atha. Instead of reverting back to another pronoun, we're simply going to take this and we're going to convert it using the possessive. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to say Anya. Where's my eraser? I keep throwing it all over the place. We're going to say Anya Ahab Yaka. Right? We know the ka at the end of a word is essentially saying your or you. Right? Something to you. Right? The ya, so here's how we're going to use this ya. Sometimes you'll see it at the end of a word, sometimes not, right? You'll see a word and you'll just see the ka at the end. Shamka. It's not shamyaka, it's shamka. But then you'll see another word like ak, and it'll be akyaka for your brother. Okay? How we're going to simply use this for the best way to just put it simply is that we're just going to use the ya as a buffer for words that are more difficult to put that ka at the end of. For example, like ak. How do you say akka? It's very difficult to kind of formulate that, right? Akka. So what we use, we say akyaka, to make that kind of fit better. It's a buffer between this in letter that won't fit as well, right? But here, right, we're using it to say I love, and the ka here, or yaka here, you. Anya ahabyaka, even though ahab is a verb, right? Essentially, right? Or better, or even an action at something, right? You prefer I this for you or to you. Khan. Anya ahabyaka. You know what I mean? That's how we use that. And we use that. There's other times we use the same kind of concept, right? Who's familiar? Yanazar, I'm sure you're familiar with the phrase pagaiboa. For what? Khan. It's using the same thing because you're saying pagai is the fall. The ba means what? In or on. In this case, it means on. And the wa at the end of a word means what? Exactly. That's what pagaiboa. That's how you formulate it. Pagaiboa, fall on him. And here we have the same thing because this is an action at something or someone. This is an action at someone, something, right? Anya ahabyaka. Okay? We can use that for different things. But I just want everybody to understand, how we can interchange these things to kind of come up with some new stuff. All right? Most High in Christ. We good here with that? Last thing, so let me have somebody do this. Let me just have somebody. I need I love you in Assyrian and ancient. I love you in Assyrian and ancient. Count. You can actually erase the pagaiboa for now. You might come back to it. The water, my brother. Count if you could, barbecue shop. What? I might have spelled it wrong, Salaki, when I did the transliteration. So if you got to fix it, okay. Yeah, I think I missed. So it'll be two H's. That's my fault, Salaki. It's Ahab. Ahab. That's my fault in the transliteration. I didn't account for that. Beautiful. Anya Ahabika. Most High in Christ. Mhm. Most High in Christ. Well done. The man. That brother remember to put that, you know what I'm saying, a joint at the end there. Right? Well done. Anya Ahabika. You see how we're using these possessive prepositions and pronouns in these different ways? You know what I'm saying? We use the pronoun here and we use the possessive. All right. So now, so it's like I thought somebody had something. Don't sweat. All right. So now let's get some of these commands real fast. Let's talk about some of these commands. So Yanazar, if you could, Baba Kushai, you can go ahead and erase. Khan. Man, that might be the name of my album. How I Kwar Bahakarab. Like the way that sounds. Okay. Most High in Christ. All right. So you got your list, right? Come on, let's see what we got. Mm-hmm. Now, you can go ahead and write it, bro. If you don't mind. Come on, yeah, you can go ahead and write it. Yeah, you can help out the other Akim. You know what I'm saying? This brotherhood is a weapon. Hmm? Hmm? You can erase it's hot in the summer. Con. Mm-hmm. Is that Ahmadium for Ahmad Shabbat? Isn't it the same as Imadium? Can you talk? No. It's Ahmadium. It's not Imadium. Can select. Okay, which I got for drop. Okay. Because there's actually going to be a lot of adjustments made to these. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of adjustments made to these Hebrew words to kind of get, you know what I'm saying, some of them a little bit more Exactly. Because now you this is what you've been learning. You go with what you've been learning so far. I'm saying you stick with that. You know what I mean? But as far as I know, there are going to be some changes made with certain words, not because these words are wrong, but because and watch in front of the cameras. Be careful. Not because these words are wrong, but more so because they are not going to be. They may not come up as much. We want to use the words that are going to be more common when we read it in the Sabbath service. You know what I'm saying when they come up in the Sabbath service, so that way we can cross-reference them and see them and that's what that word is. Do you think that's what that word is? All right. So yeah. So just be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout. But no sweat. We'll talk about these two that we have. Actually, right? What I want to do is let's turn these again. Let's take this and turn it into Hebrew. I know the brother just wrote this, but I just want to give some space. We'll address these later. It's lucky, brother. I had to erase these because I just want to put these into the into Hebrew, right? So how would we take this Hakayun, right, and turn it into Hebrew? Quite a woman. All these. Let's do both, right? So we'll do ancient first. Okay. Now let me get somebody to do quite a woman. What's this? Use this black one. Quite a woman. Quite a woman. So we got the ma. Most High in Christ. Well done. Quite a woman. Now give me one more. Give me yeah. Give me SAR. SAR, you actually have another room right there. All right. And how about Itazar? Mm-hmm. Itazar. I'm gonna do a couple of these. Got let's do. So we got I see Taza. Hold on, I gotta see about Taza. All right, let's check that. Bear with me a second, because Taza. That's like Salakia. Itazar also might as well. Let me see. Like commands. Salakia, bear with me. Which one? Tazaid? Yeah, Tazaid. But I'm Tazaid. All right, Salaki. So let me fix that one real quick. I can say for sure that this one is a Taza. It is not Ta'anza. So Salaki for that. So it's Taza-eyed like this. Okay. Right? And then underneath we can put it right here. Taza-eyed. Salakia. Itazar, I'm not too sure. I got to get back on the proper spelling for it. All right. Then we got this over here. Got Shama'ol. Shama'ol. Right, which means left. Yum Yun. Yum Yun. Right, we got Apak. I'm bugging the wrong one. No, that's kind of always mix those up. Pak. My handwriting not as Tawab as y'all. I'm actually just joking. Pak. I'm gonna get back to you on Itazar with the proper spelling. All right. And also, like I said, I'm gonna get with the brothers to talk about those other commands. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to confuse anybody and cause any divisions, right? But these are the commands that we know for sure. You know what I'm saying? Those are good to go. You know what I mean? We're going to continue to build on this, start to implement these things, you know what I'm saying, within our sentences and so on. All right. So is there any questions in the room? Okay. I don't see any questions online. No sweat. With that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Yanazar.
Okay, once again, we are Isupk out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, which will be on November 28th, which will be the Feast of Hanukkah. Be there or be square, as they used to say. You know, that's like my favorite. Hanukkah word. But anyway, remind Akim and Aguapium to check on social media such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials, which, in my opinion, is like, to me, is mandatory, you know, just to keep abreast and to learn. Because you learn so much from the social media broadcast, man. It's like another class, you know, for real. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, my dear